What's going on, guys? Kulprit here, and today I want to do a little video about TDM and Operation Mortar. Now, that sounds like a funky video to you, kind of, very niche, but I just had such a good experience with this. I wanted to make a separate video as I play a little bit more, trying to get my overall review and impressions of Naval Strike. So this right here, I left this clip in. This is literally my first impression of Operation Mortar, especially TDM. I hadn't played it. I played around and around and around. I just had missed it every time on a server. This was the first time I ran up, crested this hill, and then looked down, and really, not to be cheesy, but kind of my first descriptive word I could come up with is kind of majestic, right? I mean, this is pretty epic hill. I knew it was going to be a hill there. I knew it was going to be a fort, all these things. I had seen some of the footage of the tower on the backside shooting onto that little island, but I hadn't realized how much this hill and this mountain, or whatever you want to call it, dominated the landscape. And it was really, really cool. And I was like, holy crap. I was really glad I had the magnifier on the AR-160. Been using that quite a bit. Look for a gun locker review coming out on that very soon, early next week probably. Hopefully my impressions and review of Naval Strike will come out with it. I want to really, there's so many new modes, maps, guns, things to play and check. I want to be very thorough. But anyway, I wanted to talk about this game mode, and as you can probably tell by the silly kind of title I did, I was having some fun with the title, Secret Game Mode, and that is really because the whole time I was playing this, TDM, I think this was like 48-man, I think it was like a 64-man server, but I'm not sure how populated it was. It was probably more than 40, not quite full at 64, so figure like 48-ish. I had a blast, and the whole time I was playing this was just, first I was like, oh my god, this is going to be bad. There's going to be so many snipers and just cheese rolling down the hills and stuff. I was very worried, and actually the first 5 minutes of the match did not start out well for me, because as you know, at the bottom, anywhere you run, you can kind of be sniped off. The bottom is really, like the foot of the hill is really kind of dangerous. But what I love about this is once you're on the hill, once you're on the face and you're scaling the hill, it's really hard for snipers to get you. They think they can. They think, oh, sweet sniper map. But if you play this map smart, there's so much cover, so much rock outcroppings, that by the time you expose yourself to the sniper, you're in such an engagement that you have such an advantage. Don't give them line of sight until you have the advantage. And it's pretty easy to do. And then once you're 1v1, or even 1v2, 1v3, as I do get into here, first a couple snipers, and you're within 20 meters, you have the initiative there. You have the advantage, and I love that. Basically, this is King of the Hill. It really is. That's how it played. The team that's winning generally holds the top of the mountain, tries to hold it, or, at least rushes down. I did it over and over. We'd conquer the top. I'd, be rushing up, get up there, clear it out, and then we'd start moving down the hill, and I had this little bird in the back of my head go, why am I giving up the high ground? Why am I giving up the high ground? And then it's just like, oh, bloodlust, I want to go get kills. This is TDM, after all. It's not really an objective mode, so you can do that. And it was kind of fun going down the hill at the same time, because you get some crazy parkour moments where you're like running and leaping off a rock, and you're parachuting, and it's, I don't know, I hope you can tell from the tone of my voice, I had a lot of fun with this, and it really kind of brought me back to being a kid, honestly. I mean, playing King of the Hill, I mean, I remember playing hours and hours and hours out with my friends and the kids in the neighborhood and stuff. Yes, I'm old. We played games outside. But yeah, I mean, it really had that. It was King of the Hill with guns, which is great, and it's kind of a game mode that I've wished, by the way, like a hard point or even like a headquarters, those types of game modes. This kind of is like that. And it's really bizarre because it's in a game mode that has no objective. But I think it probably works best that way. I haven't played Domination on this yet. Again, for some reason I keep playing Naval Strike only maps. And I feel like I've played the Carrier 1,000 times. I've played Nansha a couple times. I keep missing Operation Mortar. And, I've played it a couple times now on TDM. But I haven't been fortunate enough to play it on Domination yet. But hopefully I will before I do my review video. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. I kept scaling the hill. I was able to outplay people because of all this great cover. I felt like neither team was at a huge disadvantage, where you would think so. Scaling the hill, you'd be at a big disadvantage. I didn't really feel that. I felt almost like the defenders up on the rocks kind of had a bit of a disadvantage, to be honest with you, at least how my success went. But it just brought me back to being a kid. It brought me back to, like, movies I watched as a kid, like Hamburger Hill and stuff. If you guys haven't seen it, it's an older movie now, but it wasn't at the time. Vietnam era kind of movie about storming a hill and the losses they took. It's actually a pretty good movie. You should look it up. It's got to be online somewhere at this point. I might have to go back and watch it. I haven't watched it in probably 20 years. It just really struck home with me, and I was having a bundle of fun, outplaying people, finding these little nooks and flank routes right here. I should have gotten way more kills on that one, but I'm brand new to the map too. I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't know where this little path is going to lead out. I'm forging this path here, running out on the rock, seeing if I could, obviously everybody runs up and down those lanes, and grenades come rolling down, and the cannonballs and stuff. So I'm like, well, maybe I could find a little flank route here, and then, whoop, whoa, there you are. I kind of knew somebody was going to be up in the rocks. I think I saw him on the minimap, but I wasn't expecting it to be a support guy, as you see here. He obviously knew I was there somehow too, but because of the rock play and what have you, we weren't, it was hard to get an engagement on each other. And that I thought was fun. I had a good time. I had a lot of fun up here with this rock wall and this little area. You know, you're running up, cutting, you know, hiding under the overcroppings, and again, right there. That sniper never had an opportunity to shoot either of us until he came and got within our kill box, with our advantage. And he's running at this guy. I don't know what he's doing. He was probably looking for me, actually, thinking about it now. He probably was looking for me in those rocks and then didn't realize I had moved on. But that was my play on this map in a nutshell. I would not expose myself to snipers. You know, they're all sitting up there playing with the cannon and doing all silly stuff. And your first notion when you get on this map is, yeah, this is a sniping map. Let me get up on these rocks, you know, Pride Rock from Black Ops, if you remember. And I'm going to shoot down. And you can. If people stay down at the foot of the hill, they can get a lot of kills, and they're pretty exposed. But once you start scaling the hill, guys, so my lesson to you, in my experience, is don't stand at the bottom of the hill. Push up. Get up there. Move. Get on the face of the hill. You'll be much better off for it. I'm sure some tactics are going to be learned. You know, mortars. I didn't see any mortars. That would probably be pretty much a pain in the ass if the guys on the top were just mortaring these lanes. Incendiary is probably good, you know, things like that. Absolutely, C4 obviously is always a pain in the butt. These things will come, I'm sure. But, you know, again, here I find a little nook over here with a great line of sight in on the fort as my buddies are scaling it. Could have done a better job supporting, obviously. That is my one thing with the AR-160. I love this gun. It fits me really well. It fits how I want to play. It's super accurate. It's a headshot machine. That nice vertical recoil right up into the face. But I oftentimes find I'm lacking that last bullet. And I waited and waited for Synthic to come out. And I'm going to talk about this in a review video, to look at the nuts and bolts, the numbers, and see if the damage model was any different. It's not. There's nothing on paper that indicates why I have that feeling. But so often I feel like I need like a 6th bullet. And you'll see me, I'll pull off a guy thinking he's dead. He's got to be dead. That boom, 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 hit marker, hit marker. I move off to get the second guy, and this first guy's just standing there laughing at me and he kills me. That's my biggest frustration with the AR-160. Otherwise, I'm loving this weapon. Really super accurate, just easy to handle. And again, I'll cover that in a review. So I just wanted to share this with you guys because I think it's kind of an unknown thing. A lot of people don't like the idea of TDM and all that, and I get it because I've had some really miserable TDM experiences. DLC Strike, I've played out on Domination, and I had some of the best Domination games I've had in Battlefield 4. It's a great map. It's open enough that, you know, there's movement and tactics involved in that sense, but yet there's enough cover that you can dive in a river and things, whatever. But I've played that map on TDM. It was miserable. There was just SUAVs, there was mortars, snipers everywhere. There was no like, you know, objective for them to get off the mountain and stop sniping. It was terrible. I don't want to play it again. But I just wanted to shout this out to you guys. Try it out. It's a lot of fun. Will it get boring after the 20th or 30th time? Possibly. I don't know. But just check it out. Give it a look. I think you'll enjoy it. I had a lot of fun. Let me know, guys. What are some of your favorite maps and modes going on right now in Naval Strike? I'd love to hear it in case I'm missing out on something. So otherwise, guys, thank you so much for your support. Enjoy your weekend and take care.